Welcome back to Cody's Movie Cave, where today I'm going to give you a review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, just finished up the campaign and it was good, I will say. I loved the rebooted Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, the reboot. I thought it was good, but I thought it was a short campaign, okay? But this one corrects that and gives us a much longer campaign and a good story, really good story. And let me just say that the visuals for this game is incredible, okay? I was a huge fan of COD Modern Warfare, the original games that came out in the early 2007, 2008, around that time. Huge fan, played them nonstop, and I loved Black Ops. I loved the Black Ops 1 game, but after that, it just kind of started going downhill. Campaigns got shorter. Catering to online multiplayer got really hyped up. And they just started sacrificing story and campaign for, I don't know, this online immersive experience that just didn't register with me, okay? I am a sucker for a good campaign. I like to play solo. That being said, I do like multiplayer, but at the end of the day, I like a good campaign because I love a good story, That's what draws me in, to whether it's movies, TV, video games, whatever. I am a sucker for a good story. And so Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 delivers that. It delivers a good story. They kind of, it's a reboot, a soft reboot from the originals, but we do get some of the characters back from the game, from the older games, like Shepard, General Shepard's back. He's on here. He looks different though, and he's voiced by someone different. But yeah, we get some great characters, some new characters. Alejandro is fantastic. One bad-ended dude. Loved, his character and all of that. But, probably one of my favorites, my favorite two characters is Captain Price and Ghost, obviously. They are my favorites. They're just two bad-ended dudes who can get it done. And it's all about getting the mission done, whatever the cost. Captain Price is voiced by someone different this time, but the look is still there. The boonie cap and the really gnarly handlebar mustache is still there, but he's voiced by someone different. Does a fantastic job. Not knocking it. Does a really good job. And so yeah, the story is great. It's a much larger and longer campaign than previous Call of Duty video games have been, which I am applauding. I'd rather have I want to get my money's worth, okay? Especially if I'm having to pay close to $80 for a game, I want to get my money's worth. Especially since it takes freaking 3 days to download said campaign into 2 parts, I might add. It's not just one, it's 2. Yeah, I want to get my money's worth, okay? If it takes that long and that much money, I want to get my money's worth. And with this one, I feel like we did. The cinematics are fantastic. The little cutscenes are cinema quality, really. I mean, it's done really well. And just the visuals, man, they look so real. The attention to detail in this game is fantastic. The battle play, the weapons, the movements of the character is great. 2 thumbs up on that. There are some glitches throughout the game that hasn't quite got debugged or fixed. That being one of them is, I think, what is the name of the mission I'm thinking about? It's called Violence and Timing, I believe is the name of the mission, and that's where you're in the Middle East and you have to basically jump from your vehicle. It's a lot of vehicle movement in this particular mission, but you got to jump from your vehicle to this APC armored vehicle and set an explosive and jump back. Well, all was going fine when I got to the APC, though. Every time I tried to jump, I would get killed. And so I tried it several times, different ways, different positions, and never did work. So I wound up having to basically restart the mission, not the checkpoint. I had to restart the mission and basically start from fresh, and it somehow cleared it, and I was able to go on through. So yeah, there are some glitches that doesn't, is not that great to have to deal with, but it's brand spanking new. There's going to be glitches. But yeah, really good game. I enjoyed it. It was fun. The levels were satisfactory, and to the difficulty levels, it was pretty difficult on some levels. You basically get to play, as usual with Call of Duty, you kind of play these secondary characters. That way you can kind of visualize and see your main protagonists like Price, Ghost, and Alejandro and all those. So you take on a role. You play as Gaz, who's back, who was in the first reboot. You kind of play as him sometimes. You get to play Soap, Soap McTavish, which was fun. Soap's a cool character. You get to play one of the sideline characters to Alejandro in those cartel missions. So yeah, it's fun. And I haven't played any of the multiplayer yet. Like I said, I'm more campaign driven and oriented, but I will try to play some of that. But yeah, fun game. Just when you get it, know that there's going to be some glitches, and you're going to have to take and download it over a weekend. Give yourself a good 3 days, depending on your internet speed and connection. So yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I liked it. I dug it. Definitely better than Vanguard and that game we got last year. Storyline, I don't feel it is as good as Black Ops Cold War, because I just like that time period. I'm hooked on time period past missions, 70s era, 80s, 70s, but still good. It's still a good addition to Call of Duty. Very fun game. What else can we say about it? Let's see. There is a setup. I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a setup and a tease for a Modern Warfare 3. Which, come on, we know it's coming. This game has been hugely successful so far this year. The first reboot of Modern Warfare was. So it's safe to say that either next year or the year after, we will probably be seeing a Modern Warfare 3. Because it is teased. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it because, I want you to be able to enjoy that as well. But, so, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It was worth it. It was worth the buy. It was fun. It took me a few, I wasn't able to play consecutively, throughout and just sit down and just knock it out. So I had to kind of pace myself. Played it over the course of a couple of days, which is a good sign. It's a good sign of a lengthy campaign. So, as always, this has been my opinion, and opinions are like butts. Everybody's got one, and some of them stink. Ghost out.